Against a lower rank tank though, if he's against Hooligan or Sign, it may be a different story. So, ooh, they go for a map where they have the most confidence with.
Cursed Hollow, timing-based map, a map that Miracle has always liked historically because it's a very snowbally map if you get the early game controlled, and that's what they were most famous for. It's their early game. A very technical map with like timings on the boss camps, timings on the mercenary camps, how you rotate to grab tributes, the solo lane matchup. It's a macro-based map, but it takes a lot of understanding of how this battleground works. And the old school players will always be the ones that have a mastery of this map better than the newer ones. The rookies, Roxer, Asgard, you know, even KCB to a lesser extent. He's not a rookie anymore. He did play last season, but these are the players that are going to have experience playing this map, but not as much in the professional scene as the players on Miracle.
On to a different game. Last time they were second banning Genji and lost Hanzo instantly. On this map still, Hanzo is pretty powerful. They're on to their first pick now. Maybe they want to grab it themselves.
Yeah, they should be... Excuse me, they should be able to take it.
Is open. Post 16 is really powerful. Even before that, onto small choke points, just bouncing off the wall with the scatter can hit everyone around.
I think he's the pick that should be highest prioritized because Volstad never sits in the top slot, even though he's got almost perfect win rate right now. Maiev is another hero we see prioritized a lot in the first slot, and we did see a lot more last season. But it's just not really the battleground where you think of as Maiev is powerful, because usually you see Maiev excel on heavy rotational 4-man maps like Dragonshire, or on a map like Tomb of the Spider Queen where the lanes are so close together that you can do a lot with her, where you also have good wave critical to pair with it. Wow, Irel shoots up in priority here for Miracle. First pick with the Tyrael means whatever DPS they want to protect, which may again be the Grey main, is going to be...
Can just be the Sergeant Hammer.
Yeah, or the Hammer.
I think I am feeling that coming out from Miracle. GLuck, they have been just picking Maiev most of the time when she's open, just saying that, just looking to punish the opponent when they have a hole.
Yeah.
But even when they tried, of course they did win some teamfight with some great initiation with the tether.
Maiev is the second worst win rate at 1 and 5 in this. Factoring in earlier matches today, we saw only one Maiev, I believe, right? Look at all my drafts here. And I'll calculate that later. She did lose, yeah. So 1 and 6 currently. ETC Dahaka. ETC may end up being global hero here. For Miracle, you're thinking about what works well with the Maiev, and Stukov is a niche pick that can come with that. You already have the Tyrael, so you're feeling good, so maybe just ban the Stukov for safety, for boss control. And for GLuck, you were talking about the Sergeant Hammer pick being so phenomenal here because it's, for the same reasons we saw it work well on BOE. BOE simplifies it though, because you have 2 lanes, 4-man it. However, I think the Hanzo ban might be the better choice for GLuck because it serves a similar role in boss control, camp clear, and obviously pushing power later on. Delays on the tribute. Hammer will be banned themselves. I think GLuck should ban the Hanzo now.
Seems to be the most likely choice from Miracle to come out. What else are we actually missing? Their own? They're thinking about the mage pick again, like the Jaina they tried last time, which didn't quite work. I believe it was on a different map though.
Let's see how this next ban alters Miracle's plans. Because clearly with the Tyrael Urel, you're looking for a hyper carry essentially. And that could even be a gray main if the Hanzo is taken away. But I feel the Hanzo ends up being the most ideal for the map itself. They do ban it. So now this is what I'm most interested in is, where do we take this? Because we know that the big pick is the Falstad here. Oh, it's getting super hyper carry up in here. This could just be an Illidan comp. Uriel tank.
Are you feeling the same thing I'm feeling right now?
What are you feeling, Illidan?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel it a little bit.
Against ETC Dehaka with lots of CC, so actually not too bad for GLuck, I would say. But
it's probably just a gray main, honestly. As much as we want to get hype, it's probably just a gray main, like I was saying earlier. But it's still very powerful, either option. And suddenly you wish you could pick an Arthas, but you can't, it's too late.
And then Miracle just picks Deathwing last pick, and then everything disappears.
You can't know for certain what that final pick will be, so you can't... This would be like, if you knew, like if you could already see the gray main, or the Illidan especially, you could even consider like a Lili pick here. It'd be like the only time you could give consideration to that support here, but I don't think that that's gonna fit the bill here. It's a tough situation now for GLuck. They get Deckard.
Ooh, against what's potentially being a dive comp. So not a bad
I
pick.
don't even think it's potential. I think it's definitely dive. It's just which hero is the one that they are going to be using as the hyper carry. It will be Tracer.
Okay. Not a bad one either. They're trying to cover up what was nerfed from Tracer with the Avatar, along with the peels from the teammates.
Check it out as well. Very subtle thing you can notice is once more, Overlord's on Phoenix, Asgard is on the Dehaka. So it looks like a more permanent role swap rather than something that was exclusive to the lane swaps we saw in the early game last game. And that, or what we've seen already in game 1, is a little bit worrisome for GLuck, especially now that they're dealing with extreme DPS with the Tracer.
And this is a type of draft where you just look down onto your opponent and says, we're mechanically better, and our Tracers, even the Avatar player with the clone, will never be caught in the power slide or the drag from the Dehaka.
It is a bold statement.
This kind of draft actually cannot happen. It cannot happen against the top of top teams.
Frankel on the Nova. Well, this is just a mistake on the portrait.
They had Nova?
Yeah, they had Nova up there. Here we go. Let's watch it again. Let's watch it again in slow motion. There we go. I'm sure the Korean commentators made jokes about it, so they put it back up again. But yeah, we'll be the Tracer, of course. Frankel is one of the best Tracers.
Oh! Bye!
Okay, so will we see Overlord on Phoenix again?
No. That's number 5, everyone. In this best of 5.
Let's keep counting.
I'm running out of my fingers.
You got 5 left. Bison goes in?
No.
I was like, what? I didn't see the E, actually.
Spirit.
I was looking at the mini-map to see what was happening with Abathur while this was happening. I didn't see E. I was like, he's crazy! Yeah, because what I was running about is this, because you know, you can do a lot in the early game with picks, like they get a second one here. But if you start losing the kills, you know, Abathur can do a lot of body soaking, he can do a lot of global soaking with his symbiotes, but you do have a limit.
Is this a replay of my Hero League this morning?
Well, I didn't see what happened to you in Hero League this morning, so I'm not sure.
I was playing Dehaka, and
you were like, I'm just here to try to soak and like make a global impact, and you guys are dying?
Pretty much.
Wow, man. I mean, Miracle, we knew that the Korean teams were all saying that they were strong in scrims. There were a lot of people saying they're the strongest team outside of Gen G right now. Like, people were saying extreme things about this team being on point. They had a decent series against Supernova. Uh-oh. Okay, Bison saves the day. But to see them have this level of dominance, I think is not only telling of their level, but also that GLuck is still experimenting. Like, I feel like they're still trying to fill the hole that was Relic, and they just haven't quite been able to do that yet.
Goes in. The wall's there.
The wall is not going to be there for very long.
Trying to snipe onto Franco has that pulse bomb for his chance to actually dive onto Overlord, Overlord for another kill.
So the cool thing about the Symbiote, as everyone knows this, right, who's been playing for a long time, but maybe some newer players might not, the Symbiote, when you use it on the wall like that, helps empower the wall a little bit, can give it a small shield, but also it gives you soak if you're on it when the minions die. So Abathur is essentially soaking 2 lanes by body soaking the bot lane now, but he was on mid. We're seeing Rel move, but he was body soaking mid when no one else was there while Miracle was roaming to get kills. That's what the cool thing about Abathur is. He can soak while you are being aggressive while also giving you extra damage when you hat someone who's roaming. And then he can go over and get the waves from top lane. So this is just really good macro play out of Abathur in general on the side of Miracle.
It is actually healing Abathur. So just empowering, making sure Kerosene Meal sometimes is not enough, and Judy sacrifice?
It was a bit overextending, perhaps hoping he was going to get the Symbiote a little bit faster. Looked like it might have been on cooldown, just given that they instantly hatted Franco right after. Urel is actually trying to trade over here with Asgard. Looks like Observer realized at the same time I did, but... Big picture win here for GLuck. Abathur is usually stronger the later the game goes on, especially post 10, but in this game, like, he functions as extra experience while you are being aggressive. Speaking of, Overlord gets over the wall here. Frankel gets through the Scroll of Sealing, though. Does he have pulse?
Yes,
he does.
He does.
Overlord's definitely dead.
So that's a kill. Even without the pulse bomb.
Yeah, he wants to save it. So in this game, Abathur's insanely strong in the early game because it's a comp that has
6
roaming DPS. 6 indeed. Keep the tally going. So now look at the bot lane. He's soaking body-wise. And go top for soak with the Symbiote. And he's just allowing this comp to roam aggressively with the Tracer. That's why it's 3 kills to 1 right now.
And they're fast. They're fast because they have all the mobility so far. And that can help them so much because they have Tracer, they have Abathur. They can soak so much more than GLuck as in the middle of rotating themselves. So they're not really losing anything, but having everything open up their potentials to do something else where GLuck is just chasing them or getting caught.
Yeah. It was very subtle, but you could see as well that moment where Sniper's got his toxic nest over where the Siege Giant camp is, so they saw that that camp was being done solo. Asgard going to be
Nice
dove onto really well-timed burrow. Looks like he's out of the hot water for now. Boss scouted by Nacho Jin now. This is actually going to be tough to contest, though, honestly. Like, Nacho Jin has the Abathur hat to try to survive. They are coming up.
Does the Haka's Brush Stalker? I think he does,
I think he does.
Because he was down there the entire time.
He's looking for Abathur first. You could see he was trying to check, but Sniper escapes. They do prevent the boss. Really smart move by GLuck, though. It almost paid off. Very, very close. Okay. You can see the Symbiote's being used mostly in the bottom lane to stop that bot push. And Brush Dog is absolutely available. Doc can come up at any time. Nitrogen coming from the flank, looking for the hammer. Good base melt. End of the power slide, helping them get through. Slow.
Joins, but can they actually sustain? Overload goes over the wall. Great job there.
Yeah, but now he can't do much damage. KCB has no way of escaping, armor or no. Blue Beetle here just providing so much support. Abathur Symbiote keeps him alive a little bit longer. Nacho Jin, he's caught here. Self-sustains a little bit longer. They are going to make this a trade. He's still alive here. Goes back in. He survives. There for that last heal coming from Karzim. They have 10 and the 7-sided will make it a full team wipe going into Curse Point. They may even be able to make a play for boss here.
Plus the Abathur hat on top of Nacho Jin. He knew that he was going to survive.
This comp is so cool, actually, for Miracle. It's so well practiced. You could tell because they're roaming. Sniper is keeping so much of a good eye. He's such a good macro-oriented player. He's a StarCraft player. And a Zerg player in an era where like Zerg was the only race that could properly macro. I'm talking Wings of Liberty time, right? So he's got such a good eye for macro and map awareness. So as an Abathur player in this situation, he's keeping track of all the waves and the experience, who needs hats, who needs to be healed. And it just empowers this roaming comp so well. This is super cool to watch in practice. I mean, it's a comp that you could look at in draft and go, I could see what it could do. But when you see that in this particular game, it does do, it is, it's a thing of beauty. It really
Actually,
is.
containment disc. Trying to get at least one of the targets out. Make sure they don't have any follow-ups.
Could be just for Tyrael, you know, prevent the shields and the potential sank. Judgment is still a strong pick here. KCB narrowly interrupted there, but they are going to give this tribute up. They have the top pushing going. They don't want to take a foolhardy fight right now. And they want to look for a better opportunity to get the surprise value out of material. Judy definitely looking slick in that Tyrael get up as well, man. Look at that. Demonic Tyrael on, I can't remember the name of that mount.
Oh, look at that spooky.
Well, they want to get a judgment kill. They're baiting a boss, so they made it look like they're potentially doing boss. And they're hoping GLuck just comes to check and then they lock in judgment and get a kill. GLuck actually makes the smarter move and heads towards blue side here where the next tribute is, which is Curse Tribute. Which means that Miracle has to rotate now into their territory.
Miracle actually lost a lot of their time just rotating up, trying to catch someone off guard.
With the help of the symbiote, the top push gets the fort. So Miracle hits 13 right before this, which is super important.
Which was kind of weird because the wave was actually not even towards the keep wall. Because it just got the fort right before.
Yeah. Okay, Overlord's the target here. Will they commit to the judgment? Sniper's going to pop out the clone. So Uriel clone. Here comes a big salvo though with the Mosh. Frankel's very, very low. He survives. So Overlord wants to get this kill. He wants to get in there. Super risky what he's doing though. It could cost him big. Seven-sided is going to do some extra damage. Blue Beetle lives for a long time, but now everyone's so low on the side of GLuck. Myson with a huge vault here, but it's not going to save him. They're looking to turn this fight. Frankel's coming back in. There's the judgment finally locked in from Judy. Even if he dies, he's going to do so much extra damage. KCB is going to be blown up, but it looks like Judy will survive here. And this should be the team fight in the curse going over to Miracle.
And because Frankel survived for such a long time, actually went to the fountain and came back.
And Tracer's got such high base regen as an assassin, just simply because she has a low health pool. So the longer you survive there, you just come back up to full health. So they get boss and curse. And potentially double boss while Abathur is globally soaking. Really, really well executed comp. This game is one of my favorite we've seen so far of our first 4 days of HGC. This is an intelligent draft with crisp execution.
With Irel, who's super tanky, doesn't really do too much damage. So she's a character you can't really ignore her, but you can't really focus on her because you have other things to do before taking her down. And she will harass you for such a long time. That's why the entire team of GLuck was suffering so hard, not shooting is coming from the side. They couldn't really stop her anyhow.
I mean, she peels so well. She's the Abathur clone target as well. Okay, here comes the judgment. Overlord!
Those warp out and saved. Actually eats the pulse as well.
Seven-side strike actually not really doing too much here. The sleep's going to come through, but here's another clone here from Sniper. Blue Beetle just helping to do some extra damage. The fight is won already for Miracle. It's a sword to kill everybody. Scroll of Sealing is going to connect here, but not onto everybody. Frankel and Blue Beetle want to re-engage.
Just catch everyone. Just came back on.
But the explosion here. Oh, nice burrow from Asgard. Turns the fight around.
Look at that pinball again. Nitrogen, the final target as well. It's going to be a kill. Oh, just jumps over the wall.
But GLuck, look at the bot lane, then the top lane, and the mid lane. Sniper all this while helped prep some of these waves with the curse. They almost get 2 keeps from the extended team fight alone. So win-win for Miracle, you have to say. The Abathur pick that we've seen banned on this map throughout HGC history so much suddenly becomes relevant again in terrifying fashion. Bot keep goes down, top keeps half health. Abathur could backdoor that with some symbiotes, you know, obviously it's not going for a backdoor build or anything like that, but there's always going to be the threat of this global hero making that happen. This is super hype for me. Like, this is the kind of game I love to see on Cursed Hollow. Miracle looks so smart with this.
What can GLuck actually do right now? They do have the curse, so next one they have to push all the way, make sure they catch all the way to 17. But look at this, the pressure is real. That's like the Noblesse move, yes!
Yeah, it's the Noblesse invade. They have to respect it. Here
An
comes
early
the rotation.
holy ground because of
Okay.
payment disc, so that's not gonna. Nachoujin dives in, he's never gonna dive out. Gets pushed out.
They get the camp, but they might lose more. Look at Frankel's positioning. Here's the judgment. Looking for this target here. Great salvo though from Overlord. He's doing massive, massive damage. No support though anymore. Nachoujin will be traded. 7-side strike keeps Blue Beetle alive a little bit longer. The ETC I think is the key. You know, ETC is the way to deal with this call because it's so divey, it's so melee. You know, Tracer's barely a ranged hero at all with how close she has to get to do damage. So I think the ETC has to be the key factor here in these fights. The threat of Mosh, which is now available, which was used in that last one fight for GLuck. The threat of Mosh, the power slide potential in these choke points where everyone's bunched up. That's how I think you're going to win these fights. They punish the fact that, as you said, the Holy Ground was a little bit early. This one is well-timed. ETC not in a place to punish anymore. He's isolated.
Pulse bomb.
Gonna hold it. They get the kill. Rocks are just a little bit out of position this time.
A single power slide against so many dashes. That's not gonna survive. Hoping you survive for too long. That was a rough one, and right before curse point.
Yep. Notice the symbiotes that have been used in the top lane to help push this giant camp so they can look to further knock this keep down. They should easily be able to with their 5 versus 4 advantage set up for this. The safer plan is to take boss, but since Urel is out of position, I don't think they'll make that play. They actually do neither. Feels unfortunate for Miracle. In a Miracle-esque fashion, not fully capitalizing on their lead here. They do group up now, though, to look for that boss fight. They want to time it, obviously, with the next tribute, which is super positionally GLuck favored, as you can see just to the left of Blue Beetle right now. Is going to be the next tribute location.
Look at these assassins just hiding in the bushes everywhere. Make sure you're not seen too well. Rockstar did get taken down a few seconds ago, but still alive with the mosh pit. They do have the Haka, but against the Avatar it's a little bit tougher.
Positional advantage to GLuck. If the Haka can brush talk in, he has to be bottom to deal with that catapult pressure. That's what you were alluding to. This is GLuck's best chance back in this game. They lose this fight, they lose 20. The macro pressure mounts, they lose top keep. They have to force this fight now. With ETC and Dahaka being the key players, Rockstar runs in. Does not want to find himself in 7-sided territory, so backs off again. Abathur is getting split soaked on. When you don't see a hat on anyone here, he's getting that soak. He's getting that pushed on. They're just trying to buy time right now for the catapults in the bot lane, it looks like. They're not actually committing to much anything else.
The Haka doesn't even brush stuck in because Tracer is actually dealing with the wave.
Look at Abathur bot lane even body pushing with his locusts.
Containment already out. Nachoujin will escape.
Mosh
Big
pit,
mosh pit, but
Judgment interrupt. Here's the 7-sided. Roxer gets the heal, but it's not going to be enough to save him. Mycen has to dash out. Good stay a while and listen defensively here. Well, the fight's already lost. Let's see if anyone gets out alive. Asgard's going to have to burrow early here after brush stalkering in. Herodric Cube connects into the Scroll of Sealing. And it's just not enough damage coming out there from the salvo. This might just be GG.
Peel from Nachoujin, and Sniper just coming in with the clone. It's just crazy amount of soak for them as they were taking down the Haka on their own. That's now 20 for going for a miracle. They can get this tribute and the next one's curse to just basically end the game.
Well, today I learned Urel Abathur is terrifying. And it's all about the early game Tracer that gets you to this point anyways. Like Nachoujin, in so many of these moments, it looks like he's dead. It looks like there's no way he gets out. But he gets the healing build coming through from Abathur to keep him alive. Blue Beetle jumps in. And he has his own self-sustain. It's funny to me that the Top keep is still alive. This goes directly to core, which means that GLuck has to respond.
And curse point.
And exactly, it's a curse point.
They have Avatar to grab that final tribute as well.
That's right.
Look, before 20, so that could, with late game potions can give so much more heals to everyone, but before that, they have to block this.
He actually doesn't channel the tribute yet. He wants to time it. Look at the waves, top and mid. Actually, just hadn't spawned yet, but either way, he wants to time it with that wave in mid, especially to make sure that he gets the most value out of that. Curse is live now.
Misses the drag onto Frankel.
Even if they lose this fight, they're so ahead. Rockstar is the target here. 7 side, he's isolated, he's pulsed, and he's blown up. Myson not going to live much longer here, even with the vault. Asgard doing what he can to peel the containment disc as well, removes Nitrogen from the fight, but it's too late to realize now that maybe that should have been the target.
It's hammer time with Sniper. Even having the clone, and this core is certainly going down with the boss on it as well.
Yeah, that is GG. No slap is there for the finish, but what a masterclass of draft and execution here from Miracle. I have not seen a game from this team that looked this good since 2016. Sure, they're the favorites going into this series, and they had a stompy game 1. Momentum is in their favor, but boy, was that clean. If you're asking the GLuck fans, it might have felt it was dirty, but the execution was so good. You can't help but feel for the guys. I mean, it's a comp we haven't seen yet before in Korea. No doubt something similar has been running around in scrims, but they look like they got hit by a truck. Massive hero damage from Sniper with 56. Mind you, mostly cloning the Hurel.
But look at that damage from Judy and Karazim even. 30 plus K. Irel 42K. Hey, I thought Irel doesn't really do damage, but look at that. When you can peel so well.
And when you live that long, he was basically invincible. Crazy to me, you know, that he is able to tank that much. Ezreal as well, 70k tanked, like more than Asgard on the Tahaka.
That's something scary. I mean, Avatar can pair up really well with Tracer as well.
That's the early
Irel?
game pairing, right? Because you get the Tracer to get the kills, to get the blow up. And then in the late game, you just make Urel unkillable.
And you have Tyrael to provide shield for your teammate as well. So that's another reason why they were sustaining so well, even just with the Karazim.
The thing about Urel's talents, a lot of them are based on her auto-attacking and Abathur giving additional attack speed. You normally think about that as being a huge factor for DPSs because they could do more damage with more attack speed. But when you give it to Urel, it gives all of her attack, you know, her auto-attack talents faster resets, etc., because she's just hitting more often, which gives her such high hero damage, like you pointed out before. So, cool stuff. Really, like, that was the draft to me out of, like, everything we've seen this entire tournament thus far in part 2, or phase 2, excuse me, that I go, wow. I mean, really, wow. That's was
something
cool.
Creative. That's something we did not really expect how strong it was going to be, and we saw how it worked exactly on a big map with Avatar. Perfect pick for the map as well on Corstalo, and Miracle was the one to pull it off. Even amazing.
Sniper has always been a really good Abathur player. I think it again goes back to his StarCraft 2 experience. He was a GSL champion. That's why he's also back when it was relevant, a very good Vikings player as well. So he has these kind of macro heroes.
Vikings, where are they?
All right, Reddit, calm down. I'm sure Blizzard's working on it. I'm not sure.
Next
really.
rework hero? Has it been confirmed like Raynor?
But they only have one skin! Clearly Blizzard hates them.
Remember Leeming had like 5 skins in the last 5 patches. Just letting you know.
I know which Leeming skin's your favorite.
Oh. What is it called?
The Striker skin? No, what? You like the volleyball one.
I used to, but that's old. That's been ages, man.
Oh, well, I mean, I haven't dueled with you in a while. You never duel with me, man. What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe our time zones are different.
Maybe our sleep schedules are different.
Yes, that's what I meant.
But yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool stuff. And just how well it was done is leaving me a little bit shaken. GLuck is in dire straits. They're down 0-2. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll find out if they're going to be able to stabilize.